Hello everyone and welcome back to Commonwealth Realm. It's me, Leo again, and I wanted to share some more thoughts about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Specifically, I wanted to elaborate on what we here at Commonwealth Realm believe are the best aspects of the upcoming games. We briefly discussed these in our last Sword and Shield video, but felt it'd be better to elaborate further and expand upon them. By the way, since everyone loves how I pronounce Z-move, here it is again. Z-move. Z, 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 a million times Z. I am not American, I do not say Z, I am English, sorry. Anyways, let's get right into it. First of all, let's discuss some of the new Pokemon. This is especially significant with the recent reveal of Galarian and Ponyta, so I'm going to be going through the ones we like the most on an individual basis. I really want to start off with Galarian and Weezing. I mean, look at this absolute gentleman. They've nailed a comedic aspect here for sure, but there is actually a lot going on. You've got a top hat, which was a distinctive hat that often gets stereotyped to British people even to this day. However, it was most prominent in the Victorian era, with owners of businesses, the rich and, more fittingly here, factory owners during post-industrial revolution Britain. This is extremely fitting for Weezing, as his top hat is not only a mere hat, but also serves as a ridiculously large chimney letting out fumes. To take it even further, the poison gases that Weezing consumes form around both of its faces to make a hilarious moustache, beard and eyebrow combo. This in itself is hilarious, and it's the blend of all of these subtle with the not so subtle factors coming together that I just love. Oh, not to forget, those fumes I mentioned? Well, that's actually air that Galarian Weezing lets out from its chimney that is apparently extremely clean, so I guess there's a nice environmental message here too, I suppose. It literally takes poison gases and turns it into clean, breathable air. What's not to like? Next up, we have Sirfetch'd. This guy is one swole duck, that is for sure. However, besides the memes that have originated from him, which are very good by the way, it's very clear that he is going for that knight-like appearance. This is further compounded that his leek, which is ridiculously large, is used like a lance, a weapon used by knights in both competition and war. Then we have his shield. Not much to say here, it's a shield made of leaves that looks very visually similar to that of one a knight would use. However, the real knight-like motif of Sirfetch'd actually comes from its behaviour. According to Game Freak, Sirfetch'd is an extremely noble creature, remaining calm and collected, always battling fairly. This is a clear reference to the code of chivalry that knights would pledge themselves to uphold. So basically you've got a buff, honourable duck knight who believes in fighting fairly. Again, what's not to like? Now then, let's discuss Yampa. Literally described as the puppy Pokemon, this adorable corgi has definitely been a hit with fans, especially us here at Commonwealth Realm. The corgi occupies a place in modern British culture, or at least association, simply due to the fact that the Queen has owned over 30 of them since her ascension to the throne. Indeed, Her Majesty has made no secret of her love for the breed. Regardless, the fact that a corgi is in the game is really the only British reference for this Pokemon. However, we also love Yampa simply for its design, a yellow mane-like ring to display the electric type of the Pokemon, a cute tongue-hanging face, and a heart on its rear. Not sure why that last one is a thing, but hey, it's cute. Also, according to Game Freak, it has a tendency to chase things, even having an ability called Bull Fetch. If you don't love this precious, squishy little guy, then you have no soul. The latest addition to Pokemon is the new Galarian Ponyta. It's cute, beautiful, and just all around pleasing to the eye. Unicorns aren't really unique to just the mythology of the UK, however we do have the unicorn as a symbol in the royal coat of arms. The unicorn itself is seen as a symbol of Scotland, whereas the lion next to it represents England. In fact, the unicorn overall can be seen as a symbol of many things: magic, purity, strength, and nobility. Purity here is a particularly important one due to the Pokemon's new ability, Pastel Veil. This prevents any allied Pokemon from being poisoned. Not only that, but it can also cure poisoned Pokemon just by being brought out. I can see a lot of tactical use for Galarian Ponyta in double battles. When we look at Galarian Ponyta, seeing how it looks already, it really makes you wonder, what on earth will Galarian Rapidash look like? I cannot wait to see. Now here's a quick one, Poltergeist. It's tea, it's a ghost. Its Japanese name means it's a pot. Way to be literal. Tea in Britain, it goes hand in hand. It's one of the core stereotypes, and to be honest, we do love our tea over here. I actually had a cup of myself writing this video. Next up is Wooloo. It's a fluffy sheep, sure to go down with the Welsh side of the Pokemon fanbase. No, not in that way. Wales is known for its farming of sheep, especially the world-famous quality of their lamb and the output of wool they produce. It's a vital part of the Welsh economy, and it's cool to see that being represented by Wooloo. However, with all of these great Pokemon out of the way, let's move on to our next part of the video, locations and landmarks. As we've mentioned before, we really love how the game has captured and presented so many different areas of the United Kingdom, not only locations, but also iconic landmarks that define the country as a whole. Now, whilst the countryside and big city can speak for itself, some lesser known landmarks are also present, in this case the Cerne Abbas Giant. Sorry for the censorship, but YouTube is pretty strict nowadays. Anyways, the Cerne Abbas Giant is in real life a hill figure in Dorset, England. It has its origins in ancient Croatian, and nobody can really determine what it represents or why it's even there beyond some theories. Regardless, a similar landmark can be found in Sword and Shield as shown here. As you can see, it is clearly a different figure, but the resemblance is absolutely deliberate and clearly unmistakable. This landmark isn't the best known, so it's cool that Game Freak has actually done their research on the UK as a whole, not just the commercialised and stereotypical stuff. However, speaking of such, we of course have the more known landmarks being represented in Sword and Shield. Big Ben, which needs no introduction, is very clearly visible in the Art for the World map as shown here. However, we can also see other landmarks in this area too. The London Eye, a large observation wheel and the most popular paid tourist attraction in the UK, and the Houses of Parliament, which is the home of the UK's legislative body that enjoy shouting at each other from the crossbenches at the expense of the taxpayer. It can also be interpreted that this building, this tall glass-heavy spire, is also a reference to the Shard, a super tall 95-storey skyscraper that is officially the tallest building in the entire United Kingdom. The Shard is particularly well known for its very modern look, appearing as if it's almost entirely made of glass. Regardless, I think the point has been made now. Sword and Shield have awesome locations and have a great take on the UK's many sites and areas of interest. We love this and think it's one of the game's strongest areas in terms of sheer uniqueness and paying homage to the origin of the region, much like how Carlos was with metropolitan France. Moving on to the third point of our video, we want to briefly talk about the gym division between both Sword and Shield. Although this might be a minor upgrade to some, we think it's a great idea. Usually, the only real benefit of buying both copies of any Pokemon generation, excluding games like Emerald that combine both, is the ability to catch version-exclusive Pokemon. However, making version-exclusive gyms definitely adds significant value to this, allowing you to actually experience a totally different leader, battle, challenge, etc. Personally, I'd love a bit more incentive to buy both versions of the games. I usually don't, but for those who do, I'm sure you're all very glad that you're getting more bang for your buck. Besides, version-exclusive Pokemon can always be traded online anyways. Version-exclusive gyms, however, you need to buy it to experience it. Although, I want to use this point to discuss the gyms themselves. They big. I mean, big. They're fully sized stadiums that have a football aesthetic, soccer for you Yanks, and have an awesome atmosphere. Massive crowds watching you duke it out in the centre of this epic venue. In fact, this also explains how Team Yao are analogous to football hooligans. Given that you, other trainers and gym leaders are effectively football players, the audience are basically the Pokemon equivalent to football fans. So, if Team Yell are nasty, vile and loud fans, then what does that make them? Exactly, they're football hooligans. Don't let the punk look fool you, in reality they'd have beer bellies, bald heads and a pint of beer in their hands. I suspect the punk look is more of a play on their punk-like behaviour, such as distracting Marnie's opponents in battle, taking over hotel lobbies and just generally causing trouble. Football in and of itself has become part of British culture, or at least associated with it. Heck, the Gala Region League even has a chairman, which is reminiscent of the Premier League, the English Football League system. It's actually the most watched football league in the world, which also has a chairman to oversee daily operations. It's nice to see yet another nod to British culture and identity in this way, and it clearly shows how well versed Game Freak has become on connecting the real-world inspirations for their regions into the in-game result. However, for our final point, we just want to splurge on the sheer amount of activities you can do in this game. Max raid battles, the wild area, making a camp, cooking a curry. It's definitely the most activity-filled Pokemon game in a long time. Not only just as pointless mini-games, these activities should also have a useful purpose. Max raid battles allow you the chance to capture a rare powerful Pokemon with your friends. This is awesome, especially with co-op mode being a key part of it. Pokemon Camp will most definitely allow you to raise your friendship through interactions, which is key for Pokemon like Golbat, Pichu, etc., who only evolve with high friendship. And let's not forget fan favourite Eevee either. Wow, that sounded similar. Want an Umbreon or Espeon? You need a high friendship level. As for the curry cooking mechanic, we suspect it could raise EVs, maybe even contest values if those make a rare return, similar to Pokeblocks. Who knows? Either way, there will certainly be some use for them. Finally, however, the biggest of them all, the wild area. This is Pokemon's first truly open world system other than the main overworld. You can find roaming Pokemon of all types that can be affected by the biome, weather, time of day, etc. With a series first not fixed movable camera and a variety of awesome looking locations, the wild area is sure to have something for everyone. And there you have it, our view on the best so far of Pokemon Sword and Shield. As usual, a big shout out to our royal producers Kenyatta Ali and Bradley Carriage. If you like our video and want to support us more, why not head over to patreon.com/commonrealm and join the many others in supporting our content. If you haven't already, be sure to press that subscribe button and notification bell for updates on our latest videos, and be sure to also help us on our way to 250,000 subscribers. We thank all of you so much for watching. Until next time.